And we're live.
Hello guys, it's David and my business partner Alex, and we are going to share with you a big stepping off point for us. So if you've been following us at all over the last, I guess it would be 5 years now, at least on YouTube, a little over 5 years, we have grown from zero to a multi-million-dollar entity. And not from YouTube, by the way. So YouTube is a big part of that contribution, don't get me wrong. But we have, if you don't know us, we own a trade school here in Las Vegas. So we teach casino dealers to work at a casino, obviously, and deal. And we own Casino Quest. And the purpose of this episode very specifically, and we're going to kind of point out why we're sitting here and why there's chairs behind us and this kind of thing, is that me and Alex are the most unlikely of people you will ever know to have ever experienced this kind of success, or whatever level of success you want to call it. And we're going to talk about the journey, not so much from the perspective of, hey, we got lucky and we did this. We're going to try to drill it down to the pivot points, because this right now is a huge pivot point. We are about to risk $1 million to succeed. And quite honestly, we never in a million years thought we would ever be in this situation. So I'm gonna give you a little context, and then me and Alex are gonna talk about the journey, and I wanna give you just a taste of our background. So me personally, I dropped out of high school when I was younger. I got my GED, and I went into the Army. Immediately after the Army, I became homeless, and I ended up in Scientology. It's a long story, but needless to say, I ended up in Las Vegas, and I got into gaming as a casino dealer many years ago. And so, I have stayed the course. My life has not been the most fruitful thing. I didn't come into this with a lot of money or a rich family or any of these things that might have bolstered or made me or helped me make me a success. Now, Alex, go ahead, Alex. Did you succeed at college, sir?
Dropped out of UNLV.
Dropped out of UNLV.
Yep.
Left the casino environment.
Yep.
And ended up just on a whim. What Alex knew he could do was teach dealers.
Yep.
Right. So he started a dealer school. All right. So we're gonna kind of and excuse me for I articulate. And so this is what we're gonna do here. But Alex, we're gonna share this. We're absolutely gonna share this journey with you guys. And I want you to. I don't know what kind of inspiration. I don't think it's necessarily going to be about inspiration, but I think it'll be education for a lot of people, and give you a sense of maybe who we are, where we're going, and what opportunity. In fact, you may even become just a customer. You know what I mean? This could be one of those things where you see this, you hear this, you become part of our ecosystem. But here's the thing. So this couch that I'm sitting on is more expensive than our first month's revenue on this couch. So we have created this media space. So we're inside of a house right now. It's a little over 5,000 square feet, and we got this house as a way for us to collaborate. So we have a media team, and me and Alex, we film and we do a lot of production. We do a lot of work. Yeah. So we got this house as a means and a vehicle for us to be a family and work together to build, to be part of this next step. So it hasn't been easy, and okay. So we're gonna start this out, and I'm really hoping that this resonates, because I know there's a lot of people in lots of unique situations that sometimes find themselves at the end of the road or the beginning of the road, and these are all the roads. We are the intersection of many roads, an unlikely intersection at that. So I'm gonna start with this. So I met Alex. And many of you are familiar with this story, but we're going to add some interesting content. So I met Alex. Alex opened CEG Dealer School originally in 2013.
Yeah, 10, 11 years ago now. It's 11 now.
So 11 years ago now. And originally it was tough. It wasn't as easy as he thought. And at one point he went out of business, right?
I did, yep.
So I mean, just to talk about that. So you went out of business due to a lack of students. I mean, what was that experience like?
So before I met, Daddy David, before I met David, First time dealing with a commercial lease where they can change the commercial air maintenance. That was my first thing.
Yeah.
That was my first time dealing with landlords.
Yeah.
It was my first time dealing with extra bills that are outside of the norm.
Yeah.
You know, so because of that, completely brand new territory, and also too, it's not like I just did it on a whim and just just opened the school. So that's the reason why we shut down the first time. So the second time, start over again. I try to be far away as possible from everybody else too. I was like by the airport / Henderson Green Valley, terrible location.
Yeah.
So we're trying to be more centralized location. So it was like it was just like a balance of everything. It was just like first time business owner. Even though I said I was going to open a dealer school, I literally was just like winging it as we're going along.
By the way, we've done a lot of that, and I want to add that one of the very first lessons that you will take away, hopefully, from this is that in some cases, as much as we plan and think and we try to, a lot of times it's just a matter of digging into what you love, what your passion is, what it is you enjoy, and not to say that you should just screw it all and triple martingale. But a lot of times we've been in scenarios where we got ahead of ourselves. Like we didn't read the fine print. We're gonna kind of deal with that. We're almost too stupid to fail. Like there was no other way. Like it was another way to fill the void and fill the time. When years ago when I was younger, I used to run very long races, up to 40 miles at a time. And it was when I was in these modes, I just didn't stop. Not because my body didn't want to stop, because I just didn't. I can't even point to something. I would get tired, I would get fatigued, I would get hungry, but I would just keep going for lack of any other reason. And for us, that's part of the journey that we've been on now, is part of the experience. All right, so I came into the school originally in 2017, so about August, maybe July or August of 2017. And I went to the school to refresh. I hadn't been a dealer for a couple of years, and I wanted to specifically deal dice, and I wanted to refresh, and I was introduced to Alex, and Alex helped me, connected me with this job, and I went back to dealing, right?
Yeah.
And so I had been a business planner, and we're going to get ahead of this. I know a lot of you are familiar with this story, but I have been a business planner, and I am a very direct, a kind of a hypercritical person in some ways. It makes me a great business planner because I start with the obstacles. I remove emotionalism. I start with all the negatives and kind of move past that to find paths. And I break things down into very simple components and try to understand what are the things that work, what doesn't work. I mean, how are there ways to move forward? So I wanted to help Alex because I saw that at the time, as much as the school was busy, it just didn't look like there was a lot of success here. As much as it was a great place, by the way. It was a happy school. There were a lot of really wonderful students, some of my best experiences. And that I loved. And I loved Alex's passion. And there's lots of stories. If you guys go back in our history, this is a beautiful man. This is a man who loves people, has fun, you know what I mean? Like we're both sitting here, we don't wear suits, we wear hats, we don't present ourselves the same way that I think other successful business people do. And because we don't give a shit about those kinds of things, quite honestly. All we care about is kind of delivering the product, having this experience, sharing it with our friends and family. I mean, that's just who we are, right? So anyway, I came across Alex and I found this whole unique thing or person that he was, and I just wanted to help him, and I gave him this list. I wish I still had it for you guys. I've been looking for it, but I gave him this list. And if you're new to Vegas, this is the place where a lot of people fake it to make it kind of thing, dude. Everyone's got a list. Tire kickers, yeah.
Tire kickers.
So it's a green state in that, and I mean, sort of, not so much for the grass, for the cash, Or I guess there's a lot of grass now too, if depending on how your category got. But there's a lot of people who talk yaka, and they got all the connections, they know people. I mean, he knows people, you know what I'm saying? He literally knows people, but you wouldn't know it, and he wouldn't care. He doesn't care he knows people, he knows people. So anyway, I gave him a list, and all I wanted to do is help him. And at first, Alex was very skeptical, but at the time, I really didn't need any money. So it was like, well, I'm just going to do this for absolute free, and then my actions will be proof. And that's what I did. I did a little work. I helped him with the website. It was real clunky stuff, by the way. I'm not the greatest designer, but I was able to make small improvements. And eventually, Alex was like, you know what? We got along really well. We didn't argue. We didn't have enough. So we sort of formed a relationship. Wasn't a partnership, yeah, just a relationship. there was a moment where
Business relationship.
business relationship. Oh God. Yeah, business relationship. He's got a girlfriend. She's
Yeah.
coming over Friday or Saturday. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what happened. What happened was I came to Alex and I basically said, Alex, I'm going to give you a choice. I'm going to give you me if you're willing to break out of this box. Because if you don't break out of this box, you're just going to keep spinning your wheels here. And there's nothing to be made. There's 4 walls and 1,200 square feet. And there's only so many students you can squeeze into these 4 walls, and you can't move forward. So here's a choice: you get me. If you get the hell out of here, and we move on. It wasn't. That's not exactly the conversation, but it's pretty close. And Alex had to think about it. Alex was nervous because he'd already had these 2 other. He was doing okay. You know what I mean? He was doing okay. I mean, it's not like obviously 1,200 square feet is only, but he was doing okay. And after the 2 other fails, okay was good. Okay was a good place to be for him. There were students coming in. The place was busy. It's a lot of really good people. And so he wasn't looking to make any real moves. But I was like, well, because otherwise I was out. I was going to move to Illinois. I had found a home to buy in northern Illinois. And I was going to move out. So we're going to talk. So now, Alex, so we got in the car. Okay, so tell him we got in the car, sir.
Well, let me pause you.
Yeah.
Do you have a super chat?
All right.
You're going to have to repeat what I say, but...
Okay. You want me to read it out loud?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let me just...
It's Alan Toya gave us $69.69.
Oh, that
Oh,
makes
wow.
sense.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna need it. we're gonna need it. Yeah.
What's it say?
It says, congrats on the new school location across from Palace Station.
Yeah.
Was a security deposit $69K based on potatoes plus 50% convenience fee. Offer my free labor. Free $69
Yeah.
towards the new school.
Yeah, he's giving us some good free labor. We love it.
Mr. Allen Toy, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's not baked potatoes, but yeah, we're gonna definitely need that for sure.
That's not even enough for a good baked potato these days, dude.
Thank you, sir.
All right, well, we'll put it to good use, sir. Thank you. And I love that. I think for the most part, the people that are watching now are most of our fans, and we're going to give you that. But I really do hope that this provides some understanding of the other opportunity that's available. All right. So anyway, so we get in a car.
Yeah. So I remember my thought process even before we were looking and expanding the business. And the thing too is like I think I can speak for David. It's like calculated risks. Like you're not going to always win, but it's like in this situation, I knew it was like to move forward, we have to do something. You can't, 1,200 square feet. I agree with them because he kept pressing me, and I didn't want to do it. But that's true as a business. You got to do different things. You can't just do. As we learned from COVID, one income stream, right? We're doing other things. We're looking at expanding the school, doing events that kind of was like the predecessor to CQ, basically, you know? And so that's what it was. We're driving a car. And then the other part, too, is we had a commercial real estate agent. Terrible.
Dude.
Terrible.
We were surrounded by some really, the landlord was terrible.
Yeah. So
our agent was terrible. So literally, Dave and I just jumped in a car. It was like 9 o'clock on a Sunday night. We're just driving around somewhere where the current school location is within like a 8-mile radius, a 5-mile radius, somewhere in that area, just looking at every shopping center, looking through the windows. So here's one of the lessons is basically what I have learned in my experience as a business planner is that you have to articulate. You need to move people to your side. And believe it or not, there's lots of ways that you can do that are unconventional. So what we experienced was first of all, we couldn't afford to expand the school. There was no one willing to give us a lease or incentivize our move. We had no money. We had no credit. I mean, we literally, the business itself had no credit. Alex had spent all his money keeping the school alive and all of his credit in that respect, right? So we were in this really weird position. We didn't have cash either, by the way. So you're thinking to yourself, how does a business grow with no money, no credit, and no real income stream? Like we hadn't actually developed the income stream to justify the move, right? So we're still stuck in this 1,200 square feet. The thing is that I knew that if we could get across the right person and find the right space and have the right conversation, we could create this opportunity for us, and that's what we did. So strangely enough, we came across all these spaces. They were too expensive for us, and of course, David tried to articulate the relationship and try to create some understanding, and most of it was just no. Then we ended up at this mall or this strip mall that to this day it's still empty.
Still dead.
Still dead. This woman, they were trying to convince us that the Rite Aid was coming. It was going to be a big resurgence of business. All of it was lies. Like literally they were willing to lie through their teeth. And it was, by the way, it was one of the few places we could afford almost, right? Because it wasn't much bigger than the school is now. It was only like a couple more 100 square feet.
It wasn't really optimal anyways. It's just, it's on Saharan Valley for anyone knows. That was like, if you look at it now, it's still empty.
It's just terrible, and it's been taken over. I mean, who knows? But anyway, so we finally come across a space that we know we can't afford. Like, so originally we researched it. We're like, there's no way we're going to get in there. We can't afford it. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. We find this one unit that we can see. It's been empty for a while.
Yeah.
And it's a really weird position. And I'm telling Alex, like, listen, they're not renting this place anytime soon. It's been sitting there for a while because you can see how it's unfinished. There's like no carpet on the floor. It's all cement. Let me just see if I can talk to this owner. And yes, and we were able to actually talk to the owner of the building. And I shared the vision. I literally shared the vision with him. If you give us this opportunity and let us move in and not charge us any rent for the first 6 months, literally not charge, can you imagine? And give us a rate that's less than what we were paying, because I had to find a way to pay less than what we were paying for 1,200 square feet moving into 1,800 square feet. You follow? Like there was no other way we could afford it because we had no more students. So by paying less for 1,800 square feet, we would pay the same amount. But here's the thing, we got the first 6 months free.
Yeah.
What was funny is Alex had never come across this kind of, business. To him, it was like, this was the rate, this is the relationship, this is what they want. But I was like, no, wait for it, Alex. We're going to have a different conversation. And sure enough, so I have this conversation. And I'm on the phone at one point, and we're sitting in his car. I had like a Chrysler 200 at the time, or maybe the Mazda. No, it was before the Mazda.
Chrysler.
I had the Chrysler. So we were driving around in his car, and we're sitting there, and we're just debating because Alex doesn't believe that that this is a thing, because of course he's never come across this before. He's been a dealer. He's grown up in this environment, but I have. I know people that are incentivized to generate cash, right? And here was this new business that we could move, where we could occupy a space that was otherwise dead, and if I could articulate well enough, he would hopefully, understand the dream, understand the opportunity, see that we meant business, and then convince this person that we were willing to execute, which is tough because here in this town especially, a lot of yada yadas, a lot of people talk, and really don't do the hard work they need to get things done. The very next day, by the way, the first conversation was, well, I'm really not sure. And the very next day, the owner came and met us at the property, and we worked it out. We got 6 months free rent. We got a subordinated or reduced move-in and a reduced deposit initially.
Yeah.
And he graduated the deposit over time, over literally the extent of the lease. He did everything he could to help us move into this space. He believed in the dream. Now, in the end, the building became kind of untenable for us because of all the leaks and things like. There were other issues associated with that building.
But
and we
at least
didn't necessarily,
we got started.
But we got us started,
Yeah.
and we were able to move into this 1,800 square feet, or no, 1,400 square feet. It was a couple hundred square feet.
No, it was like
bigger.
2,000.
So almost 2,000 square feet. There you go.
Well, we
Something
should
like
also
this.
let everybody know the money that we saved up, 10 grand, immediately went to the carpet.
Like,
Because that's what it was.
That's right.
The money
so
to
we
move
had
it
the
was
money
for carpet.
moving was for carpet. So we all the money was invested, and we were able to we also got a sign.
Yep.
So the sign was so it was a sign in the carpet, and we moved in, and we were there. It was strange because we were there for a year, and we started YouTube. We just started YouTube. But it took a while to get monetized. There was no real revenue from YouTube. But we did grow our customer base, and we engaged in a lot of different things. And here's what I will tell you that the things that we break down is a couple things. One is the customer itself. We were always looking at improving the customer experience. We want the customer experience to translate into, word of mouth, engagement, all these things, right? The next one is the sales experience. What we could do to improve the sales, increase our, sales retention, reduce the cost of acquisition of sales. So we break it down. So it's the customer, it was the sales process, and then it was the marketing, right? And as we built as a business, we add elements to that. Now we talk about other categories of innovation and process and things like this. But at the time, our focus was the business itself is looking inward and looking at ways that we can take what was our community and make more money from it, basically, or create a better experience from it, right? So that's what we did. We focused on the customer. We focused on creating a better product for our customer. We focused on creating more engagement. We asked our customers for honest reviews. And the first part of the YouTube experience was we didn't look at YouTube as what it's become, by the way. Originally, it was supposed to be our window. We wanted people to see our passion for the school. We wanted people to experience the kind of training, the kind of experience, the atmosphere that our school was. Yeah. And that was about that customer experience. Now, the sales process we eliminated the hassle. We made it very clear. We cleared up our pricing arrangements. We created payment plans. We did all these. Now, when it comes to marketing, we didn't spend any money on marketing. We didn't do any marketing.
Couldn't afford it.
We couldn't afford any marketing. But what's amazing is even to this day, we have yet to spend $1 on marketing. Like literally $1 on marketing. I will tell you definitively, we are a multi-million-dollar business, and we have yet to spend $1. Every single point of sale. Now, that not to say that's going to change. That's going to change really quickly. But our business has been built on word of mouth and absolute engagement, and of course, social media, earned media, right?
Just the reputation.
The kind of media that comes with what we do. Okay, thanks to our social media team and things like this. Okay, so the first pivot point is getting to this new school, having this new relationship. Within a year, I'm taking Alex on the tour. So there's a double doors, not too far down from. We were at Suite 118. And over in Suite 112, there was a bigger space. And of course, Alex is like, oh no, that's too big now. Let's just fill out the space. But I was like, Alex, we can have a registration area. We can have separate offices. We can have the so-so transition. And very quickly, that new relationship, because Alex already had faith that this would work. And that's a great thing because Alex has always managed the school, the relationship with the students, the training parts of it. That is his acumen. He's a fantastic teacher. His customer service skills are bar none. Any of you have come out and spent some time with Alex, you know this is true. He's a great person to hang out with, and so he's the personality of the business. So we then move into this next school, this next location. However, we have to assume more responsibility, and quite frankly, we're not sure. So we go through this period where all the money we've saved up, we have spent again to move into this other school. We had to buy carpeting twice, dude. Twice the carpeting.
Another space with carpet, and it's 3,200 square feet.
Yeah, 3,400, I think. 3,400?
Yeah, something like that,
okay,
yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Either way, it's like carpet again, because that place is unfurnished.
Yeah.
We changed all the lights, all those light bulbs. Like, it's like a whole nother expense to move again.
And we did it all ourselves, by the way. There's no company. There's no design people. There was Alex going up the damn ladder, putting the lights in over and over and over again.
Yeah. We wanted to save money, so I will go over there and paint. We eggshell white paint, and I actually painted it to save money.
Yeah, so we did all that by hand. All right. So stunningly, we then have, me and Alex have been thinking about ways that we can grow the business. And one of the ways we thought we could grow the business was renting out the school after hours and teaching players and engaging with players. So I've done it, and he's done it. If you're dealing in Vegas, you come across a lot of players who want to pay you to learn and things like this. The other thing is we both had the idea of training people how to play the games. And if you know, in Vegas has lots of tables. They have lots of casinos that will train you on the tables, okay? Yeah. So this is where one of the other things that we have done very successfully is we fail forward. I am a 60-40 guy, and I know this is going to sound sort of counterintuitive to some people, but the idea is that you learn the most when you fail. You pay attention when you fail. Failing hurts. And when you fail, and when you're willing to fail, those are the opportunities you have to learn absolutely the most, because that's when you decide, what did I do wrong? How did I do wrong? Where did I spend wrong? When you succeed, then you just start taking everything for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like then you just think you're just on a winning path, you're in the zone. But when you fail, and if you're willing to fail, and this is I would say it's like a 51-49 rule for me, quite honestly. There's a lots of things that we have tried, and many of you, not many of you, but there's a lot of people have been part of, the fails, and we just move on. If it doesn't stick, we just move on. We have evolved very, very quickly. But we've also been very good at innovating and willing to kind of move forward. So here's the thing. Me and Alex are having these conversations about, we spent money and got a video poker machine. We're going to teach people. I have a friend of mine who made a bunch of money teaching how to play video poker. So we thought, let's create like a space that looks like a casino more. We'll put the video poker player in. We'll rent out the space. By the way, that was an epic fail. No one did that. We made zero money on that video poker. Yeah. It's still sitting over there, broken now. The battery's done. But you know what it did? It opened this Pandora's box, if you will, of sort of other things. So most of the people that we knew told us we were crazy. No one was ever going to pay or go to some place other than the casino to learn how to play. And if you know us now, you know that that's completely bullshit because we host about 1,200 people a month at Casino Quest. You know what I mean? Those are some damn good numbers. But even when we first started Casino Quest, there were people at the Wynn. There were all these people we knew. They were like, oh my God, who's going to go down a casino? This is the craziest thing. You're going to pay money to learn how to. Even recently, we had a guy post on our on our reviews that, we're teaching people, the YouTube system. No, we're not. We're teaching you the games and etiquette. We're showing you how to buy in. We are not the casino, so we're giving you a very honest appraisal of the game. We don't teach nonsense. It's an entertainment venue. We're teaching you how to interact and create opportunity here in Vegas, and that's it, okay? So anything beyond that, and if you haven't been to our space, don't review us, okay? Wait till you come and spend some time with us because I promise you it's a great experience. We have some really wonderful dealers and some really good people that are part of this, and we don't make any money on these reservations. The group stuff we do, but if you're paying $25 for an hour with somebody and you think in this day and age that we're profiting from that, that's not a thing. That is our loss leader. That is our gift. That is our way of getting you into our space. Maybe you buy some retail, maybe you're part of YouTube, maybe you're part of all these other things, but we're not there to make money off of that reservation. That's not a thing. Even if there's 3, 4, or even 5 of you, the cost of having those dealers and everything else associated with it, we're on the Las Vegas Strip in the Fashion Show Mall, and I promise you the lease isn't cheap. But here's a great example of us being, I would say, too stupid or smartly stupid to not know when to say no. So we have this event for March Madness for the mall, and me and Alex, so it goes off great. Originally we were scared, no one was going to show up because we're like, who's going to come here? But it went off great, and people did want to learn the games, and they were excited to be part of this separate thing, and they loved the fact that we were using our dealers, and it was tied to our school, and the GM of Fashion Show Mall, Mr. Brent Gardner, how you doing, sir? Thank you so much, by the way, for everything you've done for us. He shows us to this space. He walks me and Alex over there, shows us the space, and he says, how would you guys like to take over this space? And he offers us this very unique opportunity, a strategic partnership, not a regular like retail lease where we're a store, but basically, hey, we saw how successful the March Madness event was. People were engaged. Well, can you guys move into this space? You know what the funniest thing was? I was thinking 2 things. A, there's no way in hell I could afford to build out the space, dude. We had enough problem getting carpeting for the other space. There's no way we're moving into this space. And me and Alex just both nodded our heads while thinking to ourselves, holy crap.
That was also, remember, when we were looking at the space, that was right as we're just moving into 118. So the money we used to just literally invest into that, it was like it was a tandem. 112 into that.
Well, so we were just moving into the 112 space. We had to move this out. And so one of the very first things I remember, Alex, is when we were walking away, because he was like, holy crap, can you believe it? We're going to be on Fashion Show. Because, let's just say the bar, I don't want to put this, I got to put this out. So he was like, oh my God, because his dad worked across the street.
Yeah.
I'm going to be across the street. And in a million years, his dad never thought that he would have a place at Fashion Show. You know what I'm saying?
I also grew up going to the Fashion Show Mall. My mom used to take me there all the time in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. So it was like an
90s, so-
emotional thing. Like, so we were like, holy crap, we could literally have a
Yep.
space. And so here's what my comment was. I had some money saved, and I had some money saved, and this was for me one of those YOLO moments. So when I went about us building out, and I will admit it now, and we've talked about it a little bit, but I was fully expecting this to be a 3-month thing. And as much as we put all the work and the thing, I quite honestly was not fully invested in Casino Quest, as not to say like I didn't put in 110%. Then we worked every hour to make that a thing, but we fully did not expect for Casino Quest to be a profitable venture, because we listen. I've been a dealer for a long time. I've tried to teach people in the games at the casino, and they don't respond. They don't buy in. The fact that we were going to charge them, and that was one of the biggest things. Like, what do we charge people? There were so many questions. This business had never been done before. Now you're going to say, no, there have been some businesses that, yes, there have been some places, fun night companies, stuff like this, that charge people. But we're talking about being in a Class A mall on the Las Vegas Strip with real costs, trying to get people down into this space as a destination. And we had no money for marketing. We had $50,000, that's it, to build out this space. That was all my money I had saved up. I just bought a house at the time, and where I flipped a small condo, and I ended up plus 50, and that was it. I was all in. I mean, if this went bad, I'd just go back to dealing. I was a homeless vet. What do I got to lose? You know what I mean? And so we talked about whether or not we didn't talk about if it would succeed. That was a thing. It was an interesting time in our lives, like, because Alex was very focused on, hey, at least we're gonna have a place to fashion show. It could say that we failed forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like neither one of us were under any kind of weird illusions that this was gonna take off or we were gonna do anything special. No.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember I was like, okay, well, how are we gonna make money? Are we just gonna fill up the tables?
Like, yeah.
And I mean, that's the thing, was like, we're like, okay, well, it's like, if you remember the original space, it's really skinny.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do we make money? We're just gonna fill up all these people on tables? Because that itself is not
we had
really.
zero retail. We had no retail.
Yeah, we had a couple shirts that Cybet Sam bought and hats, but it was like, we didn't have any like
Cybet Sam, customer number 1.
Yeah, we didn't have any like real retail like we do now.
We had nothing. Like we literally had to figure this all out. And the greatest thing was, you remember I originally talked about selling the dream? Like that's what we did. We had a partner in Brent. And by the way, we just had a phone call with him today about kind of this next move that we're doing. We'll talk about that in a second. But we had someone who's sharing the dream with us, who recognizes that we are all in, that we are willing to do whatever needs to be done. Not always, listen, we are not professionals by any means. I do not have, as much as I can articulate and as much as we can talk and I can share the dream, I don't have a business degree. I don't. I'm lacking lots of information. Someone came the other day to talk about the top line, the bottom line. I don't know what kind of lines. The only lines I know are, you know what I mean? I just don't know those lines. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, luckily for me, I've got someone new coming on board who knows those lines. So now, as we're growing up, we're going to get out of our own way, and we're going to have, people with this skill set. But so when we invested in Casino Quest, I was fully expected to fail, although I didn't share that with anybody. I was very optimistic, looking forward to some kind of success. And I created a business plan with these P&Ls, profit and loss statements, that sort of compensated for our excitement. It was at that point, it wasn't about the numbers, it was emotional. We were emotionally attached to, hey, we're going to fill up all these seats, people are going to come. And guess what we opened on Black Friday? And guess how many
Black
customers?
Friday 2019.
Guess how many customers we had on Black Friday?
It was like 2.
We had 0 customers.
Yeah.
No one paid any money. We had people that walked into the store. We're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
But we had all these people walking outside the store. We had 0 customers. So in the very first 3 months of doing business at Casino Quest, we made $2,400, dude. We made $2,400. Now here's the wonderful thing, is we could have said, screw it, we're out. We could have been like, and at that point, any sensible person, because our bills were far in excess of $2,400, let me just tell you, insurance and workman's comp and everything else that goes with that. I mean, it was crazy. We were hemorrhaging money. And now, luckily for us, the school, it was a great year for the school. Right up until COVID, the school was busy. We were full. We were at some of our highest occupancies you can imagine. And so basically, we weren't making any money, which was crazy because in 2019, me and him took a loss. We literally owed $0 in taxes because we took a loss. And we so we had about $100,000 total in income for a business that was generating, had all these students. We were paying our rent, we were paying our bills. We also had a number of teachers because of the number, but me and Alex weren't making any money. And luckily I was living off some other money that I had set aside, and Alex had his sort of livelihood was taken care of, but we didn't have a lot of extra money. So then all of a sudden something happens, and all of a sudden our tables at Casino Quest are starting to fill up. People are coming in Mondays and Wednesdays reserving game, and for the very first time we made in January, February, March of 2020, $100, a little over $100 profit, mind you, over all of our. We broke even. We made $100 flipping dollars. It was like $143, some crazy thing. And I was like, well, this is hey, we can work with this. We're moving in a positive direction. This is something we can work with. It's by May. When did we shut down?
No, it was literally this time 4 years ago. So it was like the second week of March was when the shutdown.
The second week of March. So March 15th.
15th? There you go.
So March 15th, or I thought it was the 18th that we actually shut down. Now, anyway, it doesn't matter. But needless to say, so come March, we post our first profit, and then 18 days in, we had to cancel all the profit, poof. All the reservations, poof. We had to refund everybody. We talked about having to, there were some people who didn't want to refund, and thank you very much for that. But we refunded everybody. It was not an option. We just refunded everybody. And of course, Dennis remembers, we had moved into our new space, and the people that showed up for refunds, I can't even begin to tell you. It was a really, really, every single cent that we had, every single dollar, it was all gone. And I'm sure that we were no different than any other business. There were lots of businesses at that time. Which is one of the reasons why we're a little bitter at our landlord, because we were hoping they managed to get some money out of the whole, all the funds are available, and we did get a grant from the state for $10,000 that helped us at a really critical point, as a matter of fact. But we went out of business, and the first thing we did is me and Alex went to our school. So Alex calls me home. So we basically closed down the store. We went to our separate houses, and Alex closed up the school, put up these baccarat lights, and then he called me, and me, Alex, and Timmy came down to the school because that's all there was. We were just gonna do YouTube because it was rough. There are videos you'll find back in those days, which at the very beginning of it were very depressing for us, and we really had to kind of flip the switch to kind of get engaged. However, something really special happened. YouTube, not just YouTube, and I know a lot of people thank their audience and all this other stuff, and that's great. There's a lot of really thankful YouTubers out there who have grown. We had 1,000 subs. I don't know, but by that time maybe 8,000 subs, something like that. I don't know what it was exactly.
It was around 10,000 on CEG.
And you guys joined us at the school live. Alan Toy, for example, stroked the living crap out of us while dealing on the game with all the way up. And we got Post-it notes, and we really didn't know what the hell we were doing. We didn't have a dentist. So we just literally had a moving camera with remember, guys, we had this top down.
We don't have the gear.
We had Post-it notes.
Yeah, Post-it notes.
And we would listen and then interact with you guys because we didn't have.
We used this $400 PC to stream. And
we had 2 cameras. Yeah. That's all our cameras. And there were days when you guys helped us raise $1,000 in super chats. And we used that to pay all our bills. There was nothing else. So we had no other income. There was no other source of income. In fact, there was a moment where we had an electric bill, our electric bill, it came out automatically. And this is when Dennis started with us. And I'm running down to City National Bank to deposit $50 or whatever it was to cover the $64 bill that came out of that would have, bounced our account. That's how bad it was, man. I mean, it's, you know what's amazing is if it wasn't for you and if it wasn't for YouTube, like we wouldn't exist. But also just as mentally speaking, right? Because it was a really tough time for everyone, and we had this community every day when we got to the school. We could look forward to all of you guys playing. Remember we played the different games. Yep. You came across that software. Someone helped us have this software so we could track the hands.
Yeah.
I don't remember that whole thing, but it was absolutely amazing. And so when COVID ended, we had the choice to close down the business. And all common sense would have been to close Casino Quest, because we could have walked away from Casino Quest, the mall, pretty easily. There was no permanent lease. It was basically just a pop-up type of business. And me and Alex spent a lot of time debating, how we wanted to go forward. I would say, like, not if we were going to go forward, but how we were going to go forward. What were the things that we wanted to accomplish? And you know what we did? We doubled down, dude. It's unbelievable. Literally just threw everything to win, and we were like, screw it. We knew that pre-COVID, we were not in a position to really generate any money. We couldn't operate this small store, and there was no retail, there was not enough room, not enough seats, so we had to basically grow. And you know what we did? We found a way to move into a space 3 times as large as our current space. Literally 3 times as large to our current space.
If you notice, we like to triple martingale or martingale our business. So this one was a triple martingale.
This was a triple martingale. And I told Alex, one of the numbers that we wanted to do is we wanted to generate $40,000 a month in revenue. So that was the goal between all of our business, because if we did that, we can support our staff and start paying ourselves a salary. And don't you know, we come out of COVID, we open the new store, and if you know, the new store now is 4,800 square feet. It's much bigger. We've had success with groups and production companies. Again, we're doing 1,200 people. And retail is now profitable. This is from 2 people who knew nothing about retail. And let me just say, we've spent at least $100,000 failing forward on retail. We had to find, logistics and strategic partners and retailers and wholesalers and the whole thing. It has been absolute. I am a retail buyer. In case everything fails, I can work for like Macy's now, I think.
The joke in the workplace is Daddy David Fashionista, no joke. Because none of us, what do I know? I don't know anything. Like, he's spending out late nights, like, buying shit for the store.
I went through this process of buying literally all this stuff and then seeing what's sold. And so if you come to our store and you see that it's kind of a unique offering of stuff, because we don't want to compete with the other retailers, and we want to have something that really catches your eye and stops you.
Yeah.
Luckily, by the way, we have a lot of fans of anime. We have a lot of fans of sort of this new culture, a lot of fans of and so that also has played a role. But here's an example. We're going to be giving out one of these today. It comes in this beautiful black velvet bag, by the way, which we don't have an example of, but we'll send it to you when we do get it. But this is one of the categories that we've had. So this is what we call a roulette throw. And this took me damn near a year to get done. One of the ideas literally Alex had was these crap towels and roulette towels. And but the problem is how do you make money? You can't just say I have this idea and I want this thing. It has to have rhyme and reason, right? You got to be able to make money. You got to have margins. You have to pay people, this kind of thing. So we needed to find a supplier, manufacturer. This took literally a year to get done. We tested about 8 or 9 different suppliers in different places. This finally got done in Africa. So this is actually comes from a country in Africa, from a manufacturer there, and it's very high quality. It's a throw. So we originally wanted it to be more of a towel, but in order to get it as a towel, it's tough. So it's printed on both sides, and it's a very thick and plush, and it's big enough to
we should even tell them too. It's like you can't just like order one. You have to order a bunch. You gotta get a sample of it.
Thousands. You have to buy. So we had to start with the samples, the design, and we went through all these different vendors, all these different stuff.
Yeah.
And so this is something. Now this is now we want to evolve this, and we want to have other ideas. But it's I mean, literally Dennis could sleep under this, no problem. You know what I'm saying? So my mother uses this as a throw, but this is one of those things that we had to learn, and it took us a long time. But if you go to our store now, you'll notice about 25% of the store is sort of retail products. We now have a dice manufacturer that helps us with dice. We have card manufacturers. We're one of the official vendors of, what are the cards that we have?
Theory 11.
Theory 11 cards. So if you're looking for Theory 11 cards on Las Vegas Strip, like we sell most of the Theory 11 cards. And again, all of it has been a process. All right, so So here's the thing. We about a couple years ago, we blew by the $40,000 a month, strangely enough. It wasn't the windfall we thought it was because we ended up having to hire more people to manage, more stuff. And that has also been the big learning curve for us because, again, we have no foundation to this. So adding employees, working with ADP. We've gone through 4 different payroll companies so far trying to understand. Because we had, before Gusto, there was that push, Gusto push, BBSI, ADP twice. So 4 different payroll companies.
We also changed our actual store, what is it called?
So we've done point of sales with Lightspeed. So the point of sale.
We switched it. It's a whole thing.
It's literally been, and again, this is one of those things where we just keep failing forward. We're willing to make those mistakes as long as we're learning from those mistakes, and that's really the key over and over and over again. Okay, so let's fast forward to kind of today. All right, so we have overcome lots of obstacles, lots of diversity, lots of people, right? Not everybody has shared the dream, not everybody has been part of the dream, but we have people who now really share the dream, and we have partners. So let's talk about, so we have, we train a lot of station casino dealers, and we've been part of that, which is a fantastic thing. By the way, stationcasinojobs.com. Dealer trainee program. It's really a fantastic way to get into this business. You just apply as a dealer trainee. They'll pay you to go to the school. They'll pay you. They'll pay for your games, and it's just a great way. But if you look around, well, we say we do everything we need to do to execute and make this a thing. So now we're going about getting all of the resources and supplies we need. We have collected the other day. Dennis and Alex picked up all these chairs. I won't say who, but we picked up all these chairs we're going to be using in this new space. And when we say we're triple martingale this school, let me tell you, this is the biggest. So in the past, we've invested $50,000, right? So our biggest nut, I think to date, was when Casino Quest was built, about $50,000. And over the course of the last couple of years, we've wasted a lot of money with the retails and the. You know what I mean? We probably could have hired a consultant and done it a lot smarter, but it may have been really great learning lessons for us. This next build out is it's $1 million. There's no other way to put it. We just signed $1 million lease, which is amazing, based on the strength of our P&Ls, based on the strength of our profit and loss of our businesses and Casino Quest and CG. We're going to be opening this space. Dennis is going to share. We have it's on our site. I know some of you have actually signed up to be supporters, and this is sort of the last part of it, where we're going to roll out our sponsorship tiers before this weekend. So we have an event this weekend, and we're allowing you to share the dream with us, either to be an early supporter, if you want to come down and learn these games. So we'll have that. We'll have these Elite Express classes, we call them. You can also just be a sponsor, and we're going to have a lot of benefits and things like that for you as well. But we're giving all of you, our YouTube audience, especially our Patreons, those people who sign up as our training center supporters, the first dibs at being part of this experience. If you come to Vegas, if you like this community, we're not teaching you how to win at all the casinos. You got to go to other channels for that. There's other places that we teach you how to play, and we teach you how to create opportunity. We're not guaranteeing any wins, and the rest of it is all built on our personality and the strength of our school and everything else. But we are now moving 2 things. One is the school is moving to 9,500 square feet, and we have an option of about 6,200 square feet in office space and things like this. And we are leaning into the things that we do great and that we're most passionate about. One of the things that me and Alex are most passionate about that we will do for the end of time is I teach dice. I love teaching dice. If you guys come to the dice class and you're part of that experience, it is the one thing I love and I feel I do better than almost anything else I've ever done because I enjoy the engagement. I enjoy. I just do. I just love it. Me and Alex went to a casino the other day, and we saw a bunch of our dice dealers, and we saw one of them as a supervisor now, who's in high limit, and they're just so excited to share that with us because we shared that journey. We set the spark, and it really is a fantastic thing. You have no idea. So it doesn't matter, how nice a car, but ultimately it comes down to I'll be dealing the damn dice class as long as I can. But so we're moving the school to 9,500 square feet. It'll be separate. It'll have separate and distinct areas. One will be focused on, the CG dealer school, people that are in the dealer trainee program, that kind of thing. We're also going to have an express elite area of the school that will offer elite classes like Dice Master, Single Zero Roulette, MIDI Baccarat, High Limit Bac, that kind of thing. And also these express classes, you will be able to come to Vegas and become a dealer, a certified dealer. Now, you can't, it's going to be a 2-day all-in class. You're going to have a dedicated instructor for the entire time, 5 hours, okay? We're going to teach you the absolute core mechanics of becoming a dealer so that you leave with enough information that you can plug into the online training and you have contacts and you can go home and practice. You're not going to have enough to become like a Las Vegas. You're not going to be able to go audition necessarily at a Las Vegas dealer unless you're very good. We've had some people get through blackjack very quickly.
Yep.
But the expectation is that you'll be able to hang it on the wall, feel very proud of yourself, have gone through this whole process, and take it home with you. And then if you want to upgrade and go through our learning management system that'll be online, or engage with us with Casino Quest, there's be all these opportunities to be a fun night dealer wherever you're at. So we will be that spark here in Vegas. We're going to start you at the school. You're going to have a dedicated instructor. We're going to limit each instructor to no more than 5 students at a time. And you're going to go through our structured CEG program, which we believe is the most successful training program of any dealer school on the planet. And we will put that, we will just say that. I mean, first of all, we've been working with some fantastic people to evolve our program. This is where my brain gets. I want to share here but don't forget we're going to get. Let me get back to the elite and master. But I want to share something very, very, very specific. You should never back yourself into a wall. You have to be willing to grow and learn. You have to be willing to evolve. There are so many people that paint themselves into a wall, whether it's emotionalism or believing that you're right. You always have to be willing to grow. There's lots of people in every space that you can imagine that have things to share, that have lessons to share. Even today, I learned things about craps. You would think, after all these years, I know everything about craps, but I don't hold that to be a thing, all right? I am open to someone communicating to me something different and something new and willing to share a new idea. There are way too many people, I would say, in this, especially now, politically charged and all the ideologies that exist, that have stopped listening and stopped caring about what other people think. I do care what people think. We care what people think. And we have taken this school and we have taken this and we have worked with some really key people, really, really good people, and have evolved this program that we feel very confident. I could not have offered it to you a year ago, but I am confident that now I can offer it. Now, when you sign up for the Express and Elite classes, it's going to come with a very focused worksheet book, okay, that will supplement your learning process, not only while you're there, but you will take that home with you and it'll become part of what we're going to call the lexicon of learning, right? So that's why I believe fundamentally, like, we have perfected this part. When you come to our school and you are part, you will leave here with the confidence and the understanding. Now, not all of you are going to leave and transition right to a game. We don't expect that. In fact, for some of you, it's just going to be one more bucket list. You want to be a Las Vegas dealer, and you never want to actually move here. Maybe you're an accountant somewhere. Maybe you have a big job. Maybe whatever. Maybe you're a truck driver. Whatever. You can roll into Vegas, come to our school for literally these 2 days. You will have 1 day at the school and then 1 day in a live in a live setting, dealing to actual players. Now, you won't have the surveillance cameras, you won't have cranky floor supervisors, no one's going to keep you to your breaks and things like this, but you're going to have that experience. You'll be able to take that away with you. You'll be part of our community, and you'll be able to build on that, right? If you want to, as much as you want to. But we're hoping families and corporate groups, we're hoping everybody wants to engage. We think that Vegas is enough of a destination, enough of a bucket list. I can't tell you how many people I meet that don't live in Vegas, that have always dreamed about being a Vegas dealer, but they're not sure about moving here, going through all that. They have a nice job, nice family. Well, don't move here. Don't leave it. Bring your family. And I mean, everybody. It's not a casino. You can bring everybody from your whole family can be part of this experience. All 5 of you can come together, or 4 of you, or 3 of you, or just 2 of you, husband and wife, can come and be part of this experience with us. And it's a lot of fun. And for that, we're going to get you discounts on rooms. We're going to be located right across from Palace Station, who has been an absolute fantastic partner of ours, or Station Casinos in general. You'll be able to come here, plug in, go and stay at the casino. It's damn near in walking distance, by the way. We're about 1,000 feet away.
We're literally right across the street from Palace Station.
Yeah, so like we're going to get you the rooms at a discounted rate. We're going to have this wonderful relationship. If you choose that you want to become an actual dealer, we'll be able to transition you to that. Or again, it can just be something you do for a weekend. And it doesn't take up your whole weekend. It's just 5 and 5. So it's 10 hours total that you will spend with us to knock this out. But beyond that, we're going to have this space will also include production facilities and media. We have a magazine that we have coming out, and we are going to start building some really deep dives into the game. So from the player perspective, from the dealer perspective, and we want to be a resource for anyone that wants to be involved in gaming, wants to create opportunity for themselves, and wants to be part of this community. So the next part is, so today, Alex, we won't say the amount, but took a big fat check over.
I went to the bank, wrote cashier's check because we need to put down a deposit for the new space, and I almost threw up.
Yeah, because it was more money than we ever thought we'd ever have in one place, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that, like we're using the money, obviously we're investing in the business, we're like putting it down. It's not like we're spending it, but it's not like we're like buying stuff with them for ourselves.
No,
but it's just the amount that we put down for that new building. We're like,
yeah, it represented all of the first year. I would say it would have paid the entire lease at the first place for the whole year, no?
Yep, more than that.
And this is just a 1 month and a deposit.
Yep.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We decided a couple of weeks ago. Now, we don't know how many people are going to be engaged with us. We don't know how many people want to be part of the sponsorship thing. We don't know how many people are going to engage with us. Originally, David wanted to wait. David wanted to see how many people were willing to be part of this experience. But here's the thing. We have nothing. I mean, yes, we have a lot to lose. I should say we have nothing to lose. We do have a lot to lose because now we have 21 people who make their livelihood from our business. We have a lot of people who are fully invested that are really part of this dream. And so those are the people that I stay up at night thinking about that opportunity and fulfilling my promise to them and creating some long-term opportunity for them.
Yeah.
I want Dennis to be one and done. I want Jet to be one and done. I want Nathan, Brendan, all these people that are part of our family. I want them to be one and done. And I know that we have to deliver on this now, all of us. We have to execute this. We have to be mindful of all the things that are approaching. But it's for us, it's very, very scary. And here's the thing that we recognize. Now we are at this position where in some ways we have to get out of our own way. We're starting to deal with things that are way over our head, compliance issues and payroll issues. And we are starting to engage with the kind of people that we need. And part of this whole sponsorship thing to see is who is out there that wants to be part of this in a material way. But here's the thing, and the other part of our experiment is we represent some element of capitalism, but I believe it's always about people. If you pursue the money for its own thing and you think money is freedom, it is not. It is always about people. And listen, it could be about experiences with people. There's no one, there's no one that wants to go eat by themselves, although I value the person that we saw eating by themselves. It's a fantastic restaurant. But it's always about the memories. When you get to an age, you start to realize this cements in your brain that it's about those points of contacts and the memories. I'm here in this house, this very house that we have, and we invested in this house because we want our family, who we consider a family, our team, to live and grow together. We all want to be in this together. You follow?
Yeah.
And for us, me and Alex, it's never been about the money. It's always been about the freedom, the memories, the community that we have, and the people that we have surrounding us. And I know it's hard to express this because there was a moment the other day I had this phone conversation and I'll never forget it because it cements everything that we've been doing. So we have one of our fans and a great friend of ours has been working with us to create so we want to host. So me and Alex, it makes sense. So we have a community. We want to host a cruise. I would love to cruise. I've never done a cruise. I would love to be on a cruise. There's gaming on a cruise. And we host people here. We have Casino Quest. And it's funny because this guy kept asking us, well, have you monetized your relationship with your customers? No, our customers monetize their own relationship. They come to us when they want to. We don't monetize. We haven't looked to monetize in this host. We've had many, many companies want to pay us for our database, number one. That was the one that, well, how come you still have this database? How do you have all these users and you haven't sold it to anybody? Because that's not who we are. We're not looking to monetize the experience. You know why we have great relationship with the casinos? Because we don't charge them shit. We don't have those kinds of relationships. Like, I'm going to send you a student. I will not let you pay me for a student that I can refer you. I want to make sure I send the student. Now, if you're paying the student to participate in the school, that's different, because that's a free dealer school. That's free opportunity for that student. You're creating opportunity for the student. But for the longest time, me and Alex would have companies or casinos that would want to offer us money to refer students direct to them, and we would tell them no. Because if we do that, and this is indicative of literally our entire relationship, if I do that, my motivation then is not about the student, it's about the casino. I can't accurately represent the needs of our student. We are a student advocate first, but that goes along with everything else. This business is built on the success and the idea that we are pursuing our own freedom. You know, Dennis wants to make a movie. Alex wants to start a family. I want to live on a sailboat. You know what I'm saying? We are going to do the things that are right by our audience, our people, our family, every single time. And I'm not trying to be overly, I'm not trying to preach some morality, but I find that, listen, if your pursuit is germane to life, you know what I mean? If you make the decisions that are always, always about the people, the rest of it sort of comes with it. You know what I'm saying? You remove many of the obstacles. You get people to share in this dream and share in this idea, and that's where we are. All right.
It's 7:01.
It's 7:01. Yikes. We are. We're going to give this out, and we're going to kind of end this. So, did you share that page? So this is your last chance before. Well, we're going to offer a new opportunity for everybody, but for now it's CasinoQuest.biz/the center. And all you have to do, it's in the chat, and all you have to do is sign up. Now, when you go to that page now, there's a lot of information. We show you where it is, the footprint, everything that's going to happen with that space. It's all laid out there. So those of you who signed up sometime earlier, and if you didn't get the new newsletter that I sent out last Sunday, just go to that page. You'll see all of it's published. Me and Leslie, our team is working on the sponsors. All the different tiers, so there will be opportunity, but we want to make sure that we want people who want to be part of this, all for the right reasons. I will simply say that, and that's really the goal. And we love that we are able to share this, and we hope that it works out great, because it's going to suck to go back to the old apartment and the Chrysler 200. You know what I mean? Yep. But there you're going to go. Okay. And we have reservations at a restaurant. I'm going to do a little shout out. The restaurant's called Milano. Me and Dennis came across this Italian restaurant by accident the other day here in Las Vegas. And it's by far the best Italian food we've ever eaten. And let me tell you, getting that out of Dennis is like not a thing. He's a very bougie food critic now, because we've eaten a lot of good food. And we've had a lot of good time. This place, it's amazing because it's not a cream-based thing. Anyways, if you ever get a chance, it's at Town Square, on Las Vegas Boulevard. It's on the second story. You wouldn't find it or know it's even there, really. It's called Milano's Italian restaurant. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so light and delicate. It's just crazy. So we're going over there. We met the owner the other day. It's absolutely fantastic. All right, let's give away this towel / throw, and it's like 6 feet, by the way. It's how long is this? Can they see it?
Someone said better than Olive Garden.
Dude, Do you want to know? I have $75 in coupons for Olive Garden. Thank you guys very much for sending me nothing but Olive Garden vouchers for the last year. And I'm gonna give them to one of our employees. I feel like I can't get it at any other Italian restaurant. It's so fantastic. You got to check it out.
David loves Italian, by the way.
I do love Italian, but it upsets my stomach. This place, nothing. It's so clean and fantastic. All right, let's give away this throw. It comes with a beautiful. You'll see it on shopcasinoquest.com.
Everyone hit the like button, please.
Yeah, let's get to 100. Is there at least 100?
There's 85.
85. All right, let's get to 100 in 2 seconds, and then let's start giving away. So what's the word on the bird? The center. How about
center?
Center.
I would say risk.
Risk.
Okay.
Yeah, risk
all right.
it all. There you go. I don't know. Just say anything and pound it out.
There you go.
We're
Risk.
gonna. I'm sure it really doesn't matter when we pick the number, no? So
And,
risk.
No, I actually, if they don't type the word.
Ooh, if you don't type the word,
Yeah.
really? You don't count? Wow. All right, type risk.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just
wow.
apologize, everybody. Allergies for moving these chairs yesterday. Dennis
Yikes.
and I have been dying. So.
Yeah, because they got dusty. That's
yeah,
dusty.
Indiana
Super
Jones
dusty.
style.
I had to like put that
Yeah.
clothes in the wash, and I just got out of the wash. Too.
It was rough yesterday.
Gotta go. Dinner time. All right. See you, buddy. Risk. Yeah, risk. Woohoo. All right, risk. There it goes.
I didn't have a chance to say this earlier, but Alan Till used his member's chat and said no more worrying about broken water tanks.
Yeah. Thank God.
yeah.
Brutal.
Massage parlor action. Yep. That's hilarious.
You know what's funny? This will be the first location that doesn't have a massage parlor.
Yep.
I don't believe there's a massage
No.
parlor at this location.
This landlord won't allow that. So.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
School, yes. Massage parlor, there's plenty.
Yep.
All right, let's do this. You ready?
Just give it a quick more second.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being part of the journey. A lot more to come. I hope you enjoy us sharing.
Yeah.
We're trying to be kind of transparent. I feel like it's such a great story. You know what I mean? Like, all right, ready?
Yep.
Stop.
1 through 10.
Let's do 7.
3, 6. Joltman 81. You're the winner.
Joltman.
Joltman. All right.
Okay. Jolt.
Yep.
Okay. Joltman.
And if you'd like your own casino throw, Casino Quest, it's actually shopcasinoquest.com. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Don't forget casinoquest.biz/the center. We're going to send out what would be the last invites before it goes live this weekend. And we have an event March 30th and 31st at Palace. We only have like 4 or 5 tickets left, so we're almost sold out of that. But if you'd like to be part of that, it starts Saturday, 4 p.m. at the tailgate at Palace Station, and includes food, lanyard, merchandise, group pull, a bunch of crap. It'll be a lot of fun. If you're a Patreon, we're gonna do story time up at this suite they provided for us, so it'll be a lot of fun. Sunday, by the way, for those of you going to the event, Sunday is going to be at the school. The mall is closed, so we'll make sure to update all of you that'll be there on Saturday. But Sunday is going to be at the school, so we're going to just open up the whole school. We're going to get a bunch of food, and we're going to have a great time. And we're going to do dice. We have 2 dice. We have actually 3 dice games, or 2 dice games there, and roulette. So Alice will work with you guys on roulette. I'll work with you on dice. And frankly, we got kind of a lot more. We have more tables, more space there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much. Hasta la vista.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye. Off to Kino. Actually, off to Italian.